What if the darkness at the edge of town hides something ancient, winged, and utterly unnatural? Something that shouldn't exist, yet refuses to stay hidden. We're skipping the classics today. This is about three cryptids that haunt the American fringes: the Jersey Devil, Mothman, and the rising nightmare known as Ape Cat. Whew, are you ready to do this? Let's get into it. New Jersey's tangled pine barrens, the legend ignites in 1735. A cursed 13 child morphs into a winged hoof demon that shrieks and soars through the mist. Born to Mother Leeds amid a stormy night, the newborn reportedly transformed before her eyes, sprouting bat-like wings, a horse-like head, and cloven hooves, forked tail, and piercing red eyes, then letting out a blood-curdling scream before beating the family members with its tail, then rocketing up the chimney into the pines. Footprints appear in the snow, animals are ripped apart, and towns panic in 1909. Report persists unbroken for nearly 3 centuries. That infamous week of January 1909, over 1,000 sightings flooded in across the Delaware Valley. Strange kangaroo-like tracks spanned miles overnight, from the Pine Barrens to Philadelphia Street. Livestock torn to shreds, and the creatures glimpsed perched on top of roofs or flapping over frozen rivers. Schools shut down, factories emptied, and even an armed posse hunted in vain. And even the Philadelphia Zoo dangled the $10,000 reward. And yet, bullets fired at that shadowy beast in Camden and Bristol passed right through it harmlessly. Sightings echo on, from Joseph Bonaparte's eerie 1820 encounter, while hunting the whispers of the haunting cry still drifting through the fog. And yet, it still lingers in the shrouded pines today. Shift to 1966 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. A massive, red-eyed humanoid with bat-like wings stalks the shadows near an abandoned munitions plant. Witnesses freeze as it glides overhead, eyes glowing like embers. And 13 months later, the Silver Bridge plunges into the Ohio River, killing 46. Warning from beyond or tragic timing. The first chilling encounter hits on November 15, 1966, when two young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallett, spot a 7-foot-tall with a 10-foot-wide wingspan lurking in the headlights near the old TNT area, the derelict World War II munitions site, overgrown with eerie silence. Its eyes blaze bright red, hypnotic and unblinking. As the creature rises silently, it then begins to pursue their car. And this is what's really strange. It pursues it at over 100 miles an hour without even flapping its wings and screeching through the night until they reach the town's limits. Earlier, grave diggers in nearby Clendenin watched a large brown humanoid lift from the trees and soar overhead. It had been caught digging a grave under the moonlight. And over the next year, more than 100 reports of a gray or brown muscular form with glowing eyes chase witnesses. They see him perched on rooftops or hovering motionless. It was absolutely terrifying. And even one mother dropped her baby in shock as it loomed behind her car, while others described it gliding soundlessly over frozen fields or just vanishing into the fog. Sightings peak with eerie omens, phone calls filled with static, and inhuman voices, strange lights in the sky, and even visits from shadowy men in black. Witnesses stay silent, culminating on December 15, 1967, when the Silver Bridge collapses in rush hour traffic due to a fractured I-bar chain, sending cars and trucks plunging into the icy Ohio River. Some claim Mothman was seen perched atop the bridge just before the disaster, its red eyes flashing one final time as a harbinger of doom. Reports taper off afterward, but the legend endures, with whispers, often its return tied to tragedies, leaving Point Pleasant forever shadowed by the winged prophet of catastrophe. Present day, in Washington's Columbia River Gorge, the Kledtat 8 cat, or ebony 8 cat, emerges. A black, muscular predator towering 5 feet at the shoulders, with piercing, intelligent eyes, primate features, and dragging a 6-foot tail. Livestock torn open, strange electromagnetic disturbances, and sightings spiking in the early 2020s. Something apex and otherworldly claims these cabins. The surge begins around 2022 in Margie's outdoor store in Bingen, and she starts collecting reports, amassing over 60 accounts in under a year. Yet there were some that actually dated back decades, but it exploded in frequency. Witnesses describing a hulking black feline with unusually sometimes 4 to 5 inch fur that sticks straight out, and ape-like or monkish face, and an unnaturally long tail trailing behind as it moves with eerie stealth through the river canyons and dense forests. One hiker near Buck Creek in 2023 feels his compass spin wildly before spotting the massive beast across the water staring back at him. This had an unnerving intelligence to it, and even drivers glimpse it lurking near roadsides, while others report mutilated livestock with surgical precision, wounds that defy normal predators like cougars, and theories swirl from genetically impossible Black Panther variant to an escaped lab experiment tied to the nearby Manhattan Project sites, or even something interdimensional, given the reported electromagnetic glitches and the creature's otherworldly presence. Sightings continue to pour in, with whispers of cubs trailing the adult and its silent apex dominance over the gorges shadows the trails, leaving the locals and investigators questioning what truly stalks the Pacific Northwest's wildest canyons today. Undiscovered survivors, tricks of the mind, or evidence of the unknown is closer than we dare admit. From the cursed pines of New Jersey, where the Jersey Devil still shrieks through the fog, to the red-eyed harbinger of Point Pleasant, whose shadow fell across a collapsing bridge, to the jet-black enigma stalking the Columbia River Gorge with unnatural intelligence and electromagnetic whispers. Witnesses keep stepping forward. Tracks of torn carcasses keep appearing. Clues that keep these legends breathing. The shadows are calling. You know what this is? Time to remote view. Before we go any further, let's elevate your journey, personal and cosmic. Meet your must-have companion, the Energy Healing Map at mdhmap.com. Perfect for beginners and pros, it's your guide to clearing trapped emotional energies like ancestral or past life baggage, aligning your vibration with your goals. Imagine releasing old vibes to unlock new skills like remote viewing. With a clear energy field, you'll tap into the unseen. mdhmap.com helps you heal, grow, and explore your universe. Grab your energy healing map today, clear the past energies, and align your vibe, and see what's out there. Visit mdhmap.com now.
I am so impressed with this website, how well you've done it. You know, I worked in analytics, IT systems before, and I'm thinking, wow, this is a lot of work. And the navigation and to know and just the whole mapping, you must be a very analytical person because this is so well done. I love it. Thank you.
Hello, superhumans. I'm Sally.
And I'm Christina, and we are two QHHT practitioners doing remote viewing to inspire you to become a superhuman.
That's right, because it's everybody has the power to do this.
Yes.
Sometimes you just got to get the trapped emotional energy out of the way, and you can do that through multi-dimensional energy healing or a QHHT session. But the important part is to get your own expectations out of the way so you can let this information come in. And how we always set it up is please follow along with us, listen to the story, and feel your body. The first step in doing associated remote viewing, because we know our target, is to feel your body. And if it feels tight, the answer is no. And if the body is light, it resonates with you and it totally makes sense. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you're getting. We want to know. All right, Christina.
All right.
Are you ready to get started? We did the cryptids, but we did the minor cryptids, not not Bigfoot, Loch Ness. We already kind of covered those guys. Today we're doing the Jersey Devil, Mothman, and Ape Cat, which is a new cryptid, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of picked that up on Josh Gates.
Yeah.
I love that show. So, all right, are you ready to go through the questions? I'll read them, and you give me what you get.
Yeah.
And I've already remote viewed, and I'm going to be looking up here at my notes. I've got my answers up here. We'll see if they match.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. All right. The Jersey Devil is up.
All right.
Is the Pine Barrens the primary location associated with the Jersey Devil?
Well, I get no. That's not the primary.
No,
that's not the only location.
Right. So it's like, yeah.
There's more territory.
Yep, for sure. All right. The next question. Did the legend of the Jersey Devil originate in the colonial period?
Well, I got definitely yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did too. I think it existed I feel like it existed way before. And but it's kind of like, don't go into the woods, little kids, because you'll get lost. But kids are curious. So if they put a boogeyman out there, the boogeyman will keep the kids where they need to be. And I feel like, yes, it's out there. It was probably seen by a handful of people, but it's one of those stories that got big, and they had to put like an origin to it. And I feel like that's where that 1730 story came from, is the embellishment, or give it a source. Give it kind of like, where does Santa Claus come from? It doesn't really match with what actually is today.
Right.
So that's actually what I got. But, I'm spitballing on that part of it. What do you get? How does that feel?
That actually feels right to me. Because you're right, they're probably just kind of doing this boogeyman kind of a thing, and they're trying to explain something that they don't really have a good grasp of, that doesn't match with their expectations. So
yeah, I mean, everything has to have an origin story, or so we think, right? I mean, we kind of come in with that. Well, everything has to have a beginning.
Right.
Where is that beginning? So.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Another question for the Jersey Devil. Did the isolation of early New Jersey settlements contribute to the legend?
Well, I got no, and which I thought was kind of fascinating. Because I think in this day and age, when we look back, we feel like they had to have been more isolated. But you got to understand, even in like ancient times, they had pretty decent communication. You could communicate fair distances pretty quickly. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I just feel like, they had a way to communicate with each other.
Yeah, I think we assume people are more isolated because they didn't have cars or planes or anything like that. And,
Mhm.
when we look back, it takes forever to walk from, here to New Jersey,
Mm,
or wherever.
yeah.
But then, I mean, that was common practice. I mean, people were moving around all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I even found out when I was doing my ancestry search, is that I was shocked at my ancestors, how much they were moving around. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I I can I can concur with that. All right, let's go on.
Yeah.
Um, are similar monsters? No, excuse me. Are similar monster legends found in other cultures? You know what was interesting with that? I immediately got no, not that type of monster. I don't see it in the Native American. I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got the same thing, that was a real quick no. Um, because sometimes, I was thinking, hey, if this showed up in other cultures, there might be a common thread, so
Well, yeah, and so if we're seeing it, one, is it the primary location in the Pine Barrens? Um, and did it exist a little bit before or wherever? We're sort of getting it. But that's how I'm having trouble squaring it. I got no with that, but it existed prior to the 1730s. So why didn't the natives see this creature?
right. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with that. I think we need to tune in. I know why.
Why?
It just kind of loaded in. It's because it's interdimensional,
Oh, that's right.
and it feels like wherever something happened, something triggered it. There was a trigger point. I want to say, check this out. Will you feel
Sure,
this out, because this is
sure.
what I'm getting in my downloads.
Okay.
I keep seeing a circle of people. Like it begins with a circle of people. Um, and I want to say it's like druid, but it's not druid. It's
Okay.
conjured,
So,
like a portal was opened.
so the portal opening feels right? So the portal opening,
Yeah,
I think is what happened.
it was like somebody triggered that portal
Somebody
opening.
opened a portal.
And so I'm getting it's nighttime and it's a circle of people. And I'm thinking, what are they doing? And the download I feel like I'm getting is that it feels like they're trying to protect. It feels
Mhm,
like an act of protection,
mhm.
and this portal opens. And I feel like this Jersey Devil is actually interdimensional because
I
of
think
that portal that was opened by accident. I don't know.
I don't feel like it was an accident.
It was intentional.
I feel it feels very intentional to me, so
I wonder what they were doing to protect what? Were they trying to protect crops? Were they trying to protect themselves from attack? But if they're trying to protect themselves from attack, then why isn't this showing up in other cultures that were here, indigenous cultures?
right.
It feels much smaller. So
Yeah,
when I sit with it, it feels much smaller, almost like, like the wife's into woo and the husband isn't, but
Mhm.
I feel like it's more of I'm getting farmer. That's probably why it comes from the Mrs. Leeds, or Mother Leeds. Not
Right.
that that's her. I don't know. It
Right.
doesn't feel that that's the right name, but
Right.
it's almost like it's sourced with that farmer trying to protect his farm
Yeah.
through, and she deliberately opens up this portal because I don't think she knew what she's doing. She was dabbling in stuff she shouldn't have been doing. And so in that way, I feel like
Yeah.
she's giving, quote, birth to this thing.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Wow.
that that sits pretty nicely.
All right. What do you, the viewer, think? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you're going to get these downloads as you're doing it. It's the fun part of it, right?
Right?
Whew. All right. So now we got that established. Are we ready to go to Mothman?
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. All right. Is Mothman a type of bat or some other creature?
No. Mothman's not a bat or some other creature.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Let's kind of keep going with it here. Keep the
Yeah.
flow. Is Mothman a genetic mutation caused by exposure to radiation?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I get genetic mutation.
Yeah, that came in actually as I was doing the video,
Mhm.
the first part of this video, and
Mhm.
that's exactly how it came in. This was totally, I mean, I saw the toxic symbol.
Mhm.
It's related to that. Oh my goodness. You had the question, is Mothman multi-dimensional creature? But I'm getting multi-dimensional and interdimensional are two different things. And I checked both and I got no.
Yeah, and I also got no on that as well. So,
All right. The next question for Mothman is he a harbinger of disaster?
yeah, I got no. It's more like he senses things. And so I feel like he's actually trying to warn, but we kind of get freaked out.
Well, yeah, because he's scary looking. Right. And
Right.
so in my notes in here, I got, he senses issues and he tries to bring attention to it. It's a way of him warning people. So when you have these people by this mine or ammunition dump or whatever it was that was part of the World War II ammunition dump, I feel like when he's chasing that couple out, I feel like it's to protect them.
Yeah.
He does it through fear. Get away, you're in trouble. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what happened with the bridge. Stay off the bridge. That's how I felt like it. Actually, Mothman was trying to protect. That's what I
Mhm.
got.
Yeah.
And a mutation.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any little Mothmans. Is there a Mrs. Mothman? I'm getting no.
No. Yeah, I'm getting no as well.
Mothman, he's out there by himself. Doggone it. All right. Is Mothman a product of mass hysteria or hallucination? Obviously, we already kind of answered that. And the
Yeah,
answer is
we got that one. No,
mhm.
it's yeah, for sure.
All right. Now gets interesting. So I didn't even know about the creature ape cat until I watched Josh Gates, and I
Mhm.
love watching all those shows and like and it was so fun when I was watching it. The couple went out to the woods and they're looking for this ape cat, and the guy spends maybe a night in the woods, which why would you walk around in the woods at night? I mean, that's perilous in of itself, let alone, during the day, But anyway,
Right.
they're out there and they get a picture of a dark colored cougar or mountain lion. And he goes, that's it. No ape cat. case closed. And that's what set me to like, we got to figure out what is this 8-cat. I told my husband, how can you spend a few hours in the woods? You get one picture of a dark colored cougar and say, that's it, there's no 8-cat.
Right.
But I was surprised that I get there is an 8-cat when I remote viewed it.
Yeah, there is.
What did you get it was? What did you get that it was?
I got that it's actually a genetic mutation.
Intentional.
Yeah.
That's what I got. It was an actually genetic mutation, intentionally done. And I feel like when I heard that, it's like that's not the only thing that's been created.
Right. Right. For sure.
And of course, the other question is it multidimensional or interdimensional? And I got no. I got it was in a lab.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's in a lab.
The question I have was 8-cat. Is there more than one? Tell me what you get. Is there more than one 8-cat? We got another question too, but go ahead and answer that one first.
I get that there is more than one.
And what was the reason? Was it to create an army? Was it done for defense? You know, instead of putting soldiers out in the field, we can put these apex predators out in the field and eliminate the bad guy. I mean, what was the purpose? I mean, because it feels like it is coming from that what is it? The Manhattan Project facility. That's where I feel like it has its origin. I do feel that's true.
Yeah, I get that it was to replace soldiers.
How did it get loose? Was it intentionally set free or did it accidentally get loose? And are they breeding them still?
Well, it didn't accidentally get loose.
That's frightening that somebody intentionally would let out an apex predator into the wild.
And I don't think they're actively, breeding that anymore.
But are they, the ones that are out there, are they breeding? Because there are some sightings say there are little 8-cats.
I think that there are.
So, really, what's going to happen? I mean, is it something that's going to continue to grow in size, or are they going to admit to it? I mean, what is the reason? Of course, there's no way of knowing. I mean, it all comes down to decision, right?
Right.
That's why we're not big keen on quote psychic predictions, because one change of thought can change a whole outcome.
Right.
Be interesting to see what will happen. All right, so you're coming down to 8-cat is an intentional mutation.
Yes.
For the use as a soldier. There's more than one, and they are breeding. It is a breeding population.
Yes.
And that Mothman is also kind of mutation, but that's more accidental, not intentional, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then the Jersey Devil is interdimensional, brought on by a farmer's wife, and I do see him standing in a circle. I mean, that it is so clear to me when I see that. I wonder, anybody else out there see that? I want to know. All right, last thoughts?
Oh, this was fascinating. I did not expect to get the interdimensionality.
always surprises us, because I have long held beliefs that certain things are a certain way.
Mhm.
And when you get yourself out of the road, it is surprising. Like, you'll end up fighting with yourself. Do you do that? Because I fight with myself. I'm like, that's not what I thought it was.
Right. That
And then
can't
I
be
keep
right.
getting I know, and then I keep getting that same answer over and over again.
That can't be right.
Right. Okay. So up next, our next associated remote view. I'm so excited. Edgar Casey.
Yeah. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So please, everyone, hit the subscribe button and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss the upload on our associated remote view of Edgar Casey.
Yeah.
Holy cow, what are we going to find out with this guy? What is his secret? It is. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching.